Today in Los Angeles, urgent evacuations have been ordered in Orange County after a chemical leak raised real fears of an explosion in Garden Grove.
I'm Garrett.
And I'm Leah.
Welcome to Laid Back Local, the news of the day with Leah and Garrett, reporting from Los Angeles. All right, let's set the stage for this one. First up, urgent evacuations in Orange County amid a chemical leak and explosion fears centered at GKN Aerospace in Garden Grove, an aerospace manufacturing facility. The chemical involved is methyl methacrylate, often shortened to MMA, a flammable liquid used to make acrylic plastics and similar materials. Officials say the leak started late last week, and by Friday into Saturday, it raised the risk of an explosion if the tank failed. California Governor Gavin Newsom declared a state of emergency on Sunday as crews worked around the clock to cool the tank and prevent a catastrophic failure. Health officials warn that at higher concentrations, MMA vapors can irritate your lungs, cause dizziness, and make breathing difficult, so evacuation orders and safety zones are in place. Fire crews have been trying to stabilize things, but a technical issue with a valve has made it harder to neutralize or safely transfer the material.
That's so wild and honestly scary. Rapid action is everything in a situation like this. I keep thinking about families packing up fast. The valve problem nags at me, though. Why would a stuck valve slow the operation so much when minutes matter for public safety?
Yeah, that checks out. Think of the tank like a pressure cooker. The valve is a key control point. If it's jammed, crews can't easily vent pressure, add stabilizing chemicals, or route the liquid to a safer container without risking a sudden temperature spike or rapid release. So they resort to cooling, spraying water to keep the tank temperature down, which buys time and reduces the chance of a violent failure.
All right, building on that, there's a surprising twist in Garden Grove's chemical tank crisis. A potential crack in that tank may actually be helping reduce explosion risk. More than 40,000 residents were told to evacuate across 6 Orange County cities while officials worked the scene. A lawsuit has already been filed against GKN Aerospace seeking damages for people affected by the disruption. Here's the counterintuitive part. That crack might be acting like a pressure relief point. In simple terms, a slow, controlled leak can let pressure drop gradually, which is far less dangerous than pressure building and ending in a blast. The Orange County Fire Authority is continuing to cool the tank to keep conditions stable.
That's a curveball. A crack usually sounds bad, but if it's relieving pressure slowly, it can be a silver lining. It's like loosening a soda cap gently instead of popping it all at once. You get the fizz, but not the geyser. The big picture is still safety first, and controlled release beats uncontrolled failure every time. All right, let's roll on. Next up, a massive fire at a tire recycling facility in South Gate triggered a shelter-in-place alert. Around 2:40 p.m. Sunday, LA County Fire responded to big flames and thick black smoke on Industrial Avenue. Shelter-in-place means stay indoors. Close windows and doors and shut off fans or AC that pull outdoor air inside to avoid breathing smoke. Tire fires are especially nasty because burning rubber sends up toxic particles and oily soot. Firefighters often take a defensive posture to keep the fire contained while limiting exposure. The cause is still unknown.
That smoke is no joke. If you're in a zone like that, compliance with the order isn't optional. It's a health move. Real talk. Why are tire fires so hard to put out compared to a regular structure fire?
Great question. Tires are dense and made of rubber with oils and additives. Once they heat up, they can smolder and reignite. It's like a stack of slow-burning fuel that traps heat. Water can cool the outside, but the inside can keep cooking. That's why crews focus on containment and air quality while they break the fire down in sections.
Switching gears, a pipeline rupture spilled crude oil into the LA River after a telecom crew accidentally struck a line in East LA early Saturday. About 2,400 gallons of oil got into storm drains and then the river. Responders deployed oil-absorbing booms, floating barriers that corral oil so it doesn't spread, and they used skimming to physically remove the oil from the water's surface. Wildlife teams rescued multiple oil-covered birds and took them to a care center in San Pedro. The pipeline itself moves crude from Kern County down to the Port of LA. Nearby intersections are still affected while repairs continue, and outreach teams have warned unhoused residents along the riverbanks to stay clear of contaminated areas.
Surprising cause. A fiber optic boring job nicking a pipeline is a worst-case mix-up. Quick response is everything with oil. Booms trap it, and skimmers scoop it so currents don't carry it downstream. The faster they ring-fence the spill, the fewer birds and fish get hit, and the less sludge coats the riverbanks. Here we go, next one. A hiker was airlifted out of Runyon Canyon on Sunday morning and is in grave condition. That's the popular hiking area in the Hollywood Hills. The rescue involved about 32 LA fire personnel and a helicopter hoist around 9:15 a.m. Not long after, LAPD handled a separate medical emergency involving 2 minors nearby who were hospitalized and later released to family. A bystander video of the helicopter lift made the rounds on the Citizen app, a community safety alert platform.
This one really resonates with me. Runyon sees so many visitors and the emergencies stack up fast. Hydration, pacing yourself, and knowing your limits go a long way. That's close to the heart of it. Why do incidents seem to cluster there, though?
A mix of steep trails, heat reflecting off those exposed slopes, and crowds who may underestimate the climb. Add in limited shade, and it's a recipe for overexertion. Simple prep can be a lifesaver. Water, a hat, and checking how you feel before pushing to the next viewpoint.
Thanks for being with us on Laid Back Local, the news of the day, with Leah and Garrett here in Los Angeles.
Stay safe out there. Tune in tomorrow for more updates.